let us take up pyramid of numbers. As we have defined, pyramid of numbers is constructed based on the number of individuals, occupying each trophic level. If you recollect the examples that we have studied, there are two possibilities. In some food chains, we have seen the number of individuals gradually decreases from producers to tertiary consumers. And in some examples, like the parasitic food chain, the number of individuals keeps increasing at the successive trophic levels. So, pyramid of numbers can be of two types. It may be upright pyramid or it may be inverted pyramid. In an upright pyramid, typically there is a gradual decrease. There is a gradual decrease in the number of individuals at the successive trophic levels. So here maximum number is shown by producers, primary consumers, number of primary consumers will be less than the number of producers. Number of secondary consumers will be still less than the number of primary consumers, and number of tertiary consumers will be still less compared to the number of secondary consumers. Going back to the examples we have studied, grass, grasshoppers, frogs, snake. Algae, insect larvae, fishes, birds. So, a typical situation where base of the pyramid is broader, apex is narrow. So, we find this type of ecological pyramid in terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. Suppose we take the situation in forests. In forests, you will see a slightly different situation. number of producers will be less than number of primary consumers. Why? There may be innumerable trees, but depending on each tree you find hundreds of birds, lizards, snakes and many other herbivorous animals depending on that for food. So primary consumers outnumber the producers. Thereafter the pyramid becomes typical. Number of secondary consumers will be less than primary consumers. Number of tertiary consumers will be less than the number of secondary consumers. So this is the situation in most of the food chains in the forest ecosystem. No doubt the pyramid is upright here, but the base is narrower, but the apex again tapers. On the other hand, inverted pyramid of number represents a situation where there is a gradual increase, in the number of individuals at the successive trophic levels. Think of the parasitic food chain, the example of parasitic food chain that we have seen. One tree, several birds, bird lice and protozoans. So here the pyramid will be inverted. Base will be narrow, apex will be broader. This is producer, the tree. This is primary consumer, the birds. Secondary consumers, bird lice. Tertiary consumers, protozoans. So the number keeps increasing at the successive trophic levels. This is exclusive to the parasitic food chains. So this is the situation with reference to the number of individuals at each trophic level. Then wherever number cannot be ascertained, pyramids can be constructed based on the total mass of the individuals, organisms occupying a particular trophic level, So this total mass of the individuals in any given trophic level is known as the biomass. Biomass is taken either as the wet biomass, or dry weight, in which the moisture content from the body is removed. So this is based on pyramid of biomass is constructed based on the biomass of organisms, individuals occupying each trophic level. Even the pyramid of biomass can be of two types. It can be upright, or it can be inverted. Pyramid of biomass can be upright or inverted. An upright pyramid of biomass represents a situation where there is a gradual decrease in the biomass at successive trophic levels. A gradual decrease, therefore base will be broader, apex will be narrow. So typical situation: biomass of producers, biomass of primary consumers, biomass of secondary consumers, biomass of tertiary consumers. Producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. You can easily appreciate the idea that biomass decreases when the body size decreases. So this is the situation for any parasitic food chain. There is one tree, hypothetical example, one tree, 100 birds, each bird containing 100 lice, and each louse containing 100 protozoans. What is the biomass of one tree? What is the biomass of 100 birds? What is the biomass of 100 into 100 head louse? What is the biomass of 100 into 100 into 100 protozoans? So you can see here, in a parasitic food chain, pyramid of number is inverted, whereas pyramid of biomass is upright. In the case of inverted pyramid of biomass, you will see a gradual increase in the biomass, a gradual increase in the biomass at the successive trophic levels. Therefore, you will get the picture of a situation like this, that is, you will have maximum biomass for tertiary consumers, then for secondary consumers, then for primary consumers, then for producers. So producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. Take the example of a pond ecosystem. There are large number of algae, but very minute in size, so biomass will be very less. Number of insect larvae will be less compared to the number of algae, but their biomass will be more. Number of fishes depending on these insect larvae will be more, but biomass will be less, but biomass will be more. Biomass of birds is more, though their number is less. So this is the situation in, let us say, aquatic ecosystems, food chains in the aquatic ecosystems. So pyramid of biomass also can be either upright or inverted. The third possibility is pyramid of energy. Pyramid of energy. Pyramid of energy is constructed based on the amount of energy fixed at each trophic level. Amount of energy fixed at each trophic level. What is interesting is the pyramid of energy. The pyramid of energy will be always upright, irrespective of the pyramid of numbers or the pyramid of biomass for a given food chain or for a given ecosystem. So pyramid of energy is always upright for any ecosystem or for any food chain. Why? We have already discussed the idea that the amount of energy fixed at each trophic level keeps always decreasing irrespective of the number and size of the individuals. The 10% law. In other words, the living system has followed the laws of thermodynamics, which we are now applying for the physical systems. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but energy can only be converted from one form to another form, and whenever energy is converted from one form to another form, there is always loss of energy during this conversion. There is always loss of energy in a form in which it cannot be used again. So, maximum energy conversion for any ecosystem, for any food chain, is seen in the producers. In terms of energy conversion, the next best efficiency is seen in primary consumers, then secondary consumers, then tertiary consumers. Take the example of any food chain: herbivorous, detritivorous, parasitic. Take the example of any ecosystem: terrestrial, aquatic, desert, whatever it is. Pyramid of energy is always upright. We have another important conclusion to arrive from this idea, that is, energy conversion efficiency is the maximum in producers. The next best organisms for energy conversion efficiency are the herbivores. Energy conversion efficiency in carnivores, first order or second order carnivores, is much less than the energy conversion efficiency of herbivores. So, this kind of representation in terms of number, biomass and energy, these are known as ecological pyramids.